Welcome, teenies, new and old, to Wits and Crits, a roundtable Q&A style podcast hosted by me, your dice goblin and resident vanilla guard boy loving ship gremlin, Hayden Davio. I'm a player for Aviana Kolesh, Regan Alis, and Fianula Ione, or I guess the Fianula... Not anymore, because that campaign's over. But anyway, for those of you who are finding us for the first time, I haven't cried about DMS being over at all. Hi! We're Nat 19. We're a group of actors, performers, and improvisers who have come together through our love of storytelling and mutual nerdery. Today on the show, I have laughing at me in my sorrow, Aaron Robert Parnell and Spencer Downs. Welcome in, my boys.
Oh, no, that part got delayed. I was going to say, didn't you cry during the VOD? But that was after.
No, that was in the
that was in the artist video.
That was in the artist video.
There's video of it.
There's video evidence of me just oh yeah. No, I've just had a perpetual sad in my heart since we ended DMS and I'm really sad about it, and I'm gonna be talking about that a lot, so deal with it, I guess. I don't know. But welcome in. Go ahead and introduce yourself, my fine boys. We'll start with Eowyn.
Hello, I'm Aaron. I own the company a little bit, but not all the way a bit, but like half a bit. I go meow, and I'm a cat boy on the internet part-time. It's pretty funny and good, I guess. I could be better, but it's all right. I'm proud of it. And I guess I'm a voice actor too. I do things. You should probably watch those.
Me too.
Who do you play on in Nat 19, buddy?
Well, all right, Nat 19. I forgot about that.
This thing we're here today.
Hi. I play Manny. I play heckin' Desmond. I play Miriam. I play all sorts. I'm the mastermind between the magnum opus that is Blueberry.
It's true.
Clearly, where all the questions are going to be going towards.
You would
Blueberry.
be surprised. All of them are for Blueberry. I don't know how you figured that out. You're also
Blueberry.
the Dungeon Meowster for
The Dungeon Meowster for
Princes
Princes of the Apocalypse.
The Princes.
Yeah.
And we also have Spencer.
Hello.
Hello.
I don't have friends.
There we go. That's me.
Vin Diesel? I know you'd come.
Holy shit!
I was debating which one of my fucking stupid sounds to blast. But yeah. Hello. I'm
Who the
Spencer.
hell are you?
I'm a guy. I do several different things for several different people. Some of them are important. As for Nat 19, I play Kusk Binsley on Princes. I used to play Arden Doyle, but that's over now. Forever. And nothing of value is lost from Arden never being played again.
Savage.
You know, you can just punch me in the face. You know, you can just... You can just come punch me in the face. Like,
You're not in my proximity, so I can't.
I'll be like kind of close to you in like a week.
Kind of close isn't close, Hayden.
Closer than we are now.
Technically true. I also play Vogan, invested.
Yay!
Yay! I'll also be. It hasn't started yet, but I'll also be playing or dungeon mastering Pathfinder game
Yay.
for Net 19.
I'll be in that.
Yeah.
Playing something.
Playing some person, I'm sure.
Don't worry about it. I'm
Don't
sure
even worry about it.
I won't die.
Yeah, at the time of the recording, the details of the campaign and the characters have not been announced yet.
Nope.
So, yeah.
It won't be for a while.
Probably not, no.
So, for those of you who don't know how the show works, or you just need a little refresher, I'm going to roll a d4 in my magic little dice tray, or my little dice tower here, and it's gonna go do-do-do-do-do-do-do, and it's gonna tell me which number I will be choosing, and it'll be like number 1 for Aaron, number 2 for Spencer, 3 or 4 for both the years, and then I'll roll a secondary die to determine which question I will be asking. And sometimes I decide the dice don't matter because something else looks more fun, because we play D&D here. So, I'm gonna get us started. It's for Erwin.
Meow.
Meow, blah, blah, blah. All right, which one is this? So, Aaron, I got a Desmond question for you here, buddy.
Ooh, a Desmond question.
Mm-hmm. Desmond seems to be a very by-the-book kind of guy, all about following the law. Thank you, Ryuji, for your input. I appreciate it. Come here, buddy. So, he's a very by-the-book kind of guy, all about following the law. Recently, he has been starting to bend the rules. On top of that, the organization he put his faith in has been infiltrated. How's he feeling about all this?
I'm feeling like I'm getting a fucking spam phone call. Desmond is, he would much prefer a universe where that wasn't the case, and he could just continue doing not a lot, really getting up, eating a bunch of hash browns, and telling people to stop stealing and then arresting them if they don't. Like, the pits isn't exactly a particularly, especially his section of the pits, which is where he'd be spending most of his time. Like, it's not a do much job. And he's proud of the work he does, but he's definitely just like to have the rules work when they should and they don't. Bending the rules, I mean, he has to talk himself through a lot of that, and he has already. Like, literally, he can be like, okay, if you're doing it and I'm not here, then it's technically I'm not allowing you to do something as long as I don't see it. And the party kind of disregards that a lot, so he's had to make peace with the fact that he's already done several crimes. But even him, while not explicitly illegal, him obfuscating everything going on with Lori is difficult. I mean, of course it would be. It's a constant source of central conflict for him, is he'd rather just do the right thing, but the right thing for him is usually the thing that helps the most people, and that's currently not the lawful thing to do. And does not compute, it sucks.
Desmond is an 80s action movie protagonist.
Kind of.
They're all cops, but they have to bend the rules to save the most people.
A lot of them are like rogue renegade cops. They don't play by the rules. There's a couple characters I kind of based what he's doing off of, and they're effectively cops in their own specific settings. I think one of them literally is, but they have to bend the rules so frequently, like they're literally twisted into it. Actually, in one of their cases, literally because also the system that they're working in is entirely corrupt. It's a fun angle to play.
So, I have a question about the Lori stuff that this question made me think of it. And I don't know if it's been revealed because I'm not caught up, but did Desmond know about Lori's mom?
Yes.
Okay.
That has been revealed. It was, I think, 2 sessions ago now.
Yeah. I didn't hear the full episode yet, so I was not sure if Desmond was aware of the situation.
Yeah, Lori is in Desmond's kind of beat area, because there's basically 3 sub-pits right around where Desmond lives. Mm-hmm. And so it's a lot easier for Desmond to patrol those areas than most Undertow members, where they'd have to trudge in either from the not uptown. Might be this downtown pit. I'm trying to remember the map of the pits on the top of my head. I think it's Lowtown, not downtown. It's a lot quicker for him. So he was patrolling the market where Lori lives, and he found Lori, 10-year-old, like doing chores and groceries and stuff all on their own. and the kid's been around a lot before, but it was just kind of odd seeing him of all people doing that, and so Desmond followed him, and he went home, and then Desmond would walk around to the house, found the same thing Skarn found, where there was like a lot of signs of digging and other stuff, and Lori had only around then just discovered that his mom's body had been stolen.
Yeah.
And then he begged me to not turn him in and have him sent to the House of Uplifting. And I don't know why, but I sure caved.
I mean, have you seen Lori? He's pretty fucking cute. He's
They're
little
cute,
shitter.
and they're a weird little prodigy. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna help you find your mom, kid. I guess. Something struck a chord, and Desmond, he's like, I have to help this child.
Desmond reads to me like the chunk I've heard. He's got a big heart. That's what I've at least.
He's
gleaned.
a big softy.
Yeah, which I'm like, hey Desmond, how you doing? I don't know if you saw my tweet thread. I've been like, hey yo, you're not married? How you doing, buddy?
No, I haven't seen this.
Oh no, I was doing a live reaction tweet thread.
Oh, I haven't caught up on that.
It was just the first episode. I have to find the thread so I can.
Okay, then I
continue
definitely
it.
did see those.
Okay. No,
Yeah,
I
I
was
saw
like,
a bunch
"Hey,
of them, but I
what's
just
up, buddy?"
spam liked them all because I was like, yeah, I love these.
No, I love it. I've been loving Gilligan's Grave. I'm not fully caught up, but it's so good. So I'm like, I saw Desmond questions. I'm like, yes! Talk about the thing I'm hyper fixating on that my friends are doing. Yes, good. Well, fuck yeah. I'm very interested to see, what else he has to convince himself he's okay with doing. I'm very curious to see where things go for our sweet Desmond.
Everyone else in the entire party is like, crime? Sure. Like, there's just
all right.
no hesitation. So it's just like, please don't. Can we follow the law, please?
Like,
It's technically not illegal if, and they're already like fucking climbing in a window, and I'm like, oh no.
we could have done this the lightly lawful way, please.
Yeah, and then now that the whole system's a little bugged, even Desmond's had to be like, all right, this is technically illegal, but if the person I'm doing this to may be evil, then perhaps it's for the greater good. I don't know, let's just do it.
That's so funny. Oh, I'm gonna roll us another question. It's for both of you.
Oh.
A boop. Okay, let's see what we got here. Okay. It has been quite a while since the events that happened with Quintis and the Sword of Damocles. You two are the only ones who haven't given your thoughts on him taking Diane's place. Last time Quinn, pardon me, I can't breathe apparently. Last time Quinn was lost, Vogan said he felt useless as a leader, and Miriam had said he was letting people make their own choices now in regards to their safety. How do you think they would have supported Quinn or tried to talk him out of it? Or do you think they would have supported Quintis or tried to talk him out of it?
Of him staying on the...
Of him going into essentially the reactor of the Sword of Damocles and be like, I'm the battery now.
I mean, Miriam would have supported them. Like, it would have been a step to get there, but there's like a level where if someone's like, I'm choosing my fucking destiny, he's gonna be like, it's literally not my place to stop you at this point. And like he said before, he's letting people make their own choices now. Like he is granting the level of like understanding to the party members that he has about his own safety. And he has to be like, you all signed up for this. Everyone here knows we're in danger. For me to pretend that like my choices have any bearing on their understanding of it is lightly infantilizing to them. So rather than that, he'd be like, okay, I mean, don't, but like, if you're going to, then do it with your fucking whole chest, bud, I guess. But I think it's great he wasn't there, because then he didn't have to have that whole dilemma, because that would suck for Miriam.
Yeah. I feel like that would have been very rough for him. How about you, Banter?
I don't know. I've been so, like, out of the Vogan mindset for a while now, so I'm struggling to think of how he would have reacted. Also, the end of the Cauldron stuff is kind of a blur to me.
That's fair. It was a
there was
lot.
so much going on.
There were a lot of moving parts at all times.
So I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember what Quintis was saying as his explanation as to why he was doing it.
He was talking about when he got flooded with adamantic radiation, when the few instances he's touched adamancy, and when he was dealing with Miriam melting.
Yeah.
And
he
that's
kind of
when
has
he was
an
really
affinity.
good at it, and so he's
Yeah.
like, okay, I think that's the reason I'm here right now, is that I can do this.
Yeah. I don't think Vogan understands fully what the fuck idomantic radiation or just magic stuff in general is.
That's fair.
Even like
Like,
the
so-
baseline it have is, oh, it's that stuff that made Miriam's skin fall off.
Yeah. So he's like, I feel like at that point it's like, well, I don't want your skin to fall off, so don't do that though. I'm gonna brute force you into not doing it, I think. You probably would have tried to stop him physically.
Oh, no, the fight where they both end up touching it anyways.
Yeah. Instead of Diane going in with him, it's just
Yeah.
Vogan and Quintis in there.
Yeah.
Which, you know what? Vogan, getting to do Vogan things through the sword would have been fucking bonkers.
Would have been sick as hell.
That would have been
Would have
fucking
been super
wild.
cool. Mm-hmm.
Dragon surging in the sword of Damocles? Fuck.
Yeah. Like,
Disgusting. You wouldn't have needed any of us. You could have just 1v1 that fucking thing. It's like, I'm gonna go take
take
a
him out in
nap.
like one round. It'd be
Yeah.
great.
Avi's like, cool, I'm gonna go cry and take a nap. In that order. You take care of this. Peace out, buddy.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
It would have been. It'd have been confusing, I think, for him, just because he doesn't. That stuff has always been way over his head. Like it's so not his forte, not at all. But he would have gotten the like fact that would have hurt Quinn. It's like, well, you put me in charge, you fucking asshole, and now I'm going to make sure you're safe by any means.
By any means. Time to die, Quintin.
Yeah. Listen, the best way you can't hurt us or yourself is if you're dead. Like,
Sound
you
logic.
can't hurt yourself if you're dead.
It's like,
Yeah.
you could hurt us emotionally, but like, physically, nah. So yeah, no, get to dying, bud. Let's go.
Yeah. No, honestly, the three people trapped on the ground are like some of the best people to have trapped on the ground, to let Quintis do that.
Yep.
Because
Lexi would for sure not have let that happen.
probably would have stopped both of you. I mean, knowing, depending on
Yeah.
the speech that Cody surely would have given as Quintis. He already did give one in the actual game, but something like that. So that's definitely the. All right, here's a wall of force. Go on, buddy.
Yep.
It's like, you guys
Everyone can hate me for this
later.
instead of you.
Yep. You said that, Aaron, and I was like, God, he and I are so fucking alike. God damn it. Ugh. See, everyone gonna hate me instead of everyone else. I'm like, oh, fuck me, bro. Oh, sorry, you ever just realize parallels in the moment?
Goddamn self-sacrificial bullshit ass.
Yeah! It's healthy!
No.
It's so great for both of their mental states. It's awesome. I love it. And you have to deal with us, so
This is why Quintis put me in charge. He didn't want to have to deal with this bullshit.
It's like,
That's the real reason.
I don't want to, Vogan. That's why.
Yeah. I don't have to deal with Avi and Miriam's self-sacrificial crap. Nor my own.
It's like, I can't be responsible for me, okay?
Yeah. Someone
Oh,
else has to
God.
be responsible for me.
It's like, I need an adult. You're
So
19.
let's put the teenager in charge.
Let's put our...
Put the teenage war criminal in
Yeah,
charge.
dude! I was about to say, let's put our 19-year-old war criminal in charge. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fully formed brain war criminal.
Yeah, I guess his brain's still cooking.
Okay, he's on a peace kick, so he's really doing his best to think about stuff.
He's doing his best.
Oh, I can't wait to get back to Vestige. I know it's like a year away, but I can't wait. Oh,
Same.
I've been missing my bird. It'll be a good time.
Hell yeah.
Like another question's a good time. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going for Spencer.
Okay.
Hey, Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going for Arden.
Oh, God.
Dear Arden, best pompadour in Nat 19 history, Doyle.
Damn right.
Did this get put into... This is a question for both of you, so I'm just... Okay, this just got put in the wrong spot. Thank you, organizer of questions. Anyway,
Not naming any names.
not naming any names. Thank you, my question organizer. This is the wrong spot. I'm gonna start at the top of the question then. So, dear Arden, best pompadour in Nat 19 history, Doyle, and Emmanuel, sadly, no hope for Dr. Pepper sponsor Locke.
Oh.
Now, these are really good. Now that your mortal enemy of Doritos Kevin McAllister flavored Machiavelli has been dealt with, what are some of your favorite memories in the campaign, and would you have done anything differently?
I would have built my character differently.
Okay. Let's start there.
Mechanically.
If
Blood-
you were...
Bloodhunter's a bad class. Not for this campaign.
Yeah, it's a-
Bloodhunter was a bad choice for this campaign in particular.
Yeah, it did not really play
In
well
another
with the
game,
mechanic.
in another setting, it might have been a bit better. Did not hold up. Especially when you compare it to, like, Gino or Theo, especially. It's like, holy shit, this is absurd.
If
The
you
only thing
were...
I could do, I had to do the only way I could keep up was is if I do that stupid fucking combo with the Polar Master and the Sentinel thing. That's the
Yep.
only way I can keep up.
It's a good-ass
No
combo,
move.
though.
That's not even a
Yeah.
Blood Hunter thing. That's just a feats thing.
Yep.
Yeah. That's. But yeah, no, I would have not played a Blood Hunter.
If you were to build your character from the ground up, like if you were to rebuild Arden, would you have started as a wizard, or how might you have built him?
Okay. I like that I probably wouldn't have started as wizard because that was the thing that he like
Found.
decided to do later and like found interested in. What I probably would have done, maybe a pedal knight, or maybe just a fucking generic ass fighter. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably generic fighter. Honestly, I think that would have fit him a bit better.
Yeah, I think that would have worked, and you still could have done your pole arm and your feet stacking and all that shit. So
Yeah, plus more feet. So that's always fun.
I love feats. I love taking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Do
do.
I don't love feats. The internet.
That's
loves
not what you just
feats.
said.
I mean
You
feats
just
in
said, and I
D&D,
quote,
bro.
That shit's recorded, Hayden. That shit's
The-
recorded.
Toe Goblin confirmed.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know what? If it sure, buddy.
Clippers in chat. Clippers in chat.
God damn it. It's gonna make it back to me. I know it. It's gonna happen. God fucking damn it.
I'm gonna download this VOD, and I'm going to clip that specific bit and that sound bite, and put it in this fucking in the Discord as a as a soundboard.
I still love, this is a total non sequitur, but there's a great moment where a very popular VTuber was visiting a con, and someone had to like step away for a second. Like, okay, can you vamp for a second? They're like, okay. Feet. Just like 400 people were like, yeah!
Please.
Just fucking destroyed everyone. One of the funniest things in
so
VTubing history,
silly.
in my opinion.
Feet.
Feet. Goddamn.
So funny.
What was the other part of that question? Because I
It
got
was,
fully caught up on the fucking.
what are some of your favorite
Bit.
memories of the campaign?
Right. Okay. I think my favorite moment of the entire campaign was Theo just fucking absolutely beheading Dennis.
Yeah,
Near
dude!
the very end of the game.
That shit was
That shit was
fire.
hilarious.
It's like, okay.
Yep.
My favorite
Yep.
thing was we had been memeing right beforehand that Dennis was made of like scrap metal and wasn't as optimized like as
Yeah.
he could have been, and then I fucking melted him. It's
And
like
then you nat 20'd and beheaded him with your vorpal sword.
the quiet of Logan trying to like reconcile. It's like, how can I make this not work? It's like, nope, no.
Yeah. No, yeah. So fucking funny, dude.
Got my favorite Logan sigh of the entire campaign in that moment.
Yeah. Oh, good shit. Some
It
good
was
shit.
very funny.
Yeah.
How about you, Iwin? What are some of your favorite memories, and is there anything you would have done differently?
No, I have no regrets.
Hell yeah.
There's so many things that like were unplanned with Manny, and I think that was really important, especially for the tonality of DMS, to just embrace the chaos and be like, I don't know, who cares? Like, it just didn't matter moment to moment. Yeah, I don't know, I wish I had anything more in depth to say about what I could have done differently, but I just probably wouldn't.
Honestly, I think it's more than fine not to have anything there. It's like, yeah, you had a
maybe
good time.
better, but even then I'm like, probably not. No, memories, a lot of them have been the things that have gotten animated, like the hummus thing is still going to be a highlight of my D&D career. I slid in a grenade on that one, and I was so proud of myself for that.
Hummus.
It's just the fucking shattering of, specifically you can really hear Cody and Eric just fall apart, followed by like Logan right after, and I was like, yes, that is what being a little chaos goblin is about. But so many other stuff, just like pulling out random ass movie references, and like I literally had to be either racking my brain constantly or Googling constantly to remember the arbitrary, non-important details of movies.
So funny.
I had a whole game I played with myself that I stopped focusing on as much by the end of it, but every single game I reduced Manny's negative comprehension stat, because he is like +2 or 3 from his wisdom, and then minus 999.
Yeah.
And I would just increase it by like 1 to 3 points per session, unless something like ridiculously like difficult to rationalize around even for a child happened, and I'd be like, all right, maybe like +20 there.
That's
And
so
then
funny.
I had gotten all the way from negative 999 to negative 700 and something by the end of the campaign, and I was like, wait, I can just make this 0 now. Yay!
That was so funny.
Yeah, that was great. There's a million moments that are super, super fun. Dramatic moments were a lot of fun when they happened. There's not a ton of like viciously dramatic moments for Manny, but there kind of couldn't be in a lot of ways. Most of his personal story couldn't entirely reasonably happen within the confines of the campaign. And so kind of freed from the shackles of having to worry about whether or not my mom's gonna pop up, I was like, okay, I can focus on what other people are doing, and then I can just effectively be the comic relief. And so it was fun to bounce around and be like, hello, it me, the child.
The child am small and funny. And I think I think we really needed Manny in a lot of ways. Like, if you think about like the balance of our whole party, I think having Manny there, like, I think like Manny there and like everyone had like sort of like
Arden would disagree.
And that's okay.
I think it's important that Arden would disagree.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, I think Arden and Manny's relationship was so funny to me. And I love where it wound up. I'm like, y'all are like the brothers who annoy the shit out of each other, and it's my favorite. I think everyone in the party had like a place, and no one ever felt like they shouldn't be in that group. Does that make sense? Like,
there wasn't an outsider.
Like, it felt very cohesive, and I really appreciate it. Like, even if some of us were having like a quiet day or anything like that, it all still worked. Like, the group just made sense together, and I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I'm gonna miss DMS.
No.
But it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm gonna roll a dice. I'm gonna ask a specific question for Spencer, since that wound up being for both of yous. Going for Kusk.
Okay.
Kusk question. So, Kusk never gets more excited than when Baxter gets mentioned, and was willing to defy the party to keep him safe from the dragon. Are his feelings for Bax romantic at all? Or is he just a devoted fan?
No romance whatsoever.
Fujoshi, sit down.
He's like a fanboy, but also his ticket to success.
That's incredible.
Yeah. As a bard, he could not have found a better, like, person to try and attach himself to. It's like, this man is a celebrity, and I will tell his tale. And I will gain fame as well.
That's so good.
Yeah, no, he's no romantic feelings at all. It's just funny.
It's so good. I only heard like the latter part, like the latter episodes of Dragon Heist, because that's when I started like listening to y'all do that. But I got little bits and pieces like, fuck yeah, this is great. I love the dynamic here. It's a good time.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fun. Kusk is so fun to play. I love him so much.
I love it. I love Kusk so dearly.
He's like one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I can tell how much fun you have with him.
Yeah. If only it wasn't so fucking dour and dark all the time.
It's not my fault.
You can be happy.
Blame Aaron. It's not my fault.
I do blame Aaron.
Fucking Dr.
Some bitch.
SMH my head, bro. But yeah, no, that makes sense. I never thought it was romantic at all. I'm just like, but could it be?
Ooh woo.
Ooh woo.
Oh, whoa.
Kusk isn't a boy kisser though.
I think he's bisexual.
Is he? Is he a half boy kisser? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine Crust doesn't dabble.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Good.
Just hasn't really come up in the game. ever.
All right,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm hanging
Kusk,
up
in
Regan.
terms of romance, has like his ultimate fangirl, and then like it hasn't really engaged with anyone outside of that. That wasn't either trying to kill him or the party, who is mostly either taking people or taking gay people.
Yup.
Just turn into him.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, that was a good crack. Time to hang up Regan. Time to make a hot boy.
There you
Just
go.
for Kusk.
There you go.
All right. Time to dust off the old boy voice. Let's go.
He's not attracted to Casper, like, so that really hasn't come up either.
Yeah, I never got a sense of attraction between those two. That's very much like they're just real close homies, which I think their relationship's very cute. But I'm also like, Casper, as his mother, stop enabling him.
Oh, I love Kusk and Regan's relationship as well.
Me
So
too.
good.
It's so sweet, but also I love that he fucks with her because she needs it. Sometimes she needs to learn to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah.
I love her, but she is a stick in the mud.
Oh yeah. She needs a Kusk. She needed a Kusk real bad.
Oh, being the older sibling and putting the weight of the world on your own shoulders will do that to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, what if we do it by the rules? But what if we do the fun thing? No. Oh, okay. Well,
I'm gonna do the fun thing anyway.
I'm gonna go to the fun thing. You go be boring.
I'm gonna go be God real quick. I'll be back.
God damn it. Okay. Okay, that's... Okay.
We.
Oh,
The stress will help you.
You know what? That's why no one can tell she's going gray. With the silver in her hair, it hides the gray streaking that is, happened throughout this campaign.
Yeah.
Everyone just thinks her hair's getting more silver, and it's like, oh, you're more angelic. It's like, no, it's the stress.
It's just the stress.
It's just the stress. I get closer to the gods because the stress is killing me, you see.
Wee.
Wee.
Love it.
It's so good. Ask another question. Oh my god, that jumped right out of the dice tower. So I tried to roll it in, and then I think I just dropped it with a certain amount of force that it bounced off the top of the dice tower, out of the tower, and onto my leg.
Nice.
What the fuck? Okay, for Aaron.
Wow.
Okie dokie. Got another Desmond question. And this is the one where I was like, I might need some clarification here. Desmond, Mr. Fredrickson, Brandy Barrel, the fuck? We don't know much about your backstory, apart from the fact that you're a war veteran, but do you think you might want to settle down with someone, call me, after the current issue is dealt with?
I guess no. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Who are you? Desmond isn't in a position where he has a lot of romantic prospects. He doesn't have a ton of friends. He's like a war hero, so he's treated pretty well by basically everyone in town. Except there's some people who definitely don't like him. Because Desmond's also one of the... In fact, I think he's the only person from the pits who went to war that came back.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, so that would breed a bit of resentment.
Yeah, so there's people that are like, why isn't it my kid? Why is it this fucking idiot?
Yeah.
So romance-wise, there's nothing really on his plate. If it happens, it happens. He's cool with it. But he's mostly just trying to be like, I want my job to be stable and I want my town to be okay. And I don't know, that other thing will happen or it won't. I don't know. Unless he moves or something, he's probably just going to do nothing for another 20 years or something. He's not in a rush. He's a halfling. He's got a good
time.
Good, what, 150, 180, I think is halflings? I can't remember.
I think it's somewhere around there. That feels correct. Because I was looking into halflings
They're in the middle of his or her 2nd century, so up to 250 years. Yeah, he's like, oh, when it happens, it happens. He's pretty young as far as halflings go. He's basically got another 200 years left.
Damn.
Yeah, no, assuming general halfling lore pulls over to Somnastamina, that might be different.
So, in terms of, like, his backstory, are you willing to reveal anything about, like, why he was the only one to come back? I'm not caught up. It's like, why he was the only one to come back? What war was it? Is there anything more than you can tell me on that front?
It's the same war that has been going on the entire time. He was drafted into the Red Team Armed Forces. And he went and fought on some of the islands in between Ratia and Kuhulis.
Gotcha.
As for specifics, I'll probably hang on to those until they either come up in game or don't. They might never come up, and if they don't, then it'll be easier to talk about them. But they might prove to be relevant at some point, or maybe not.
Yeah. I didn't think I could get too much out of you, but, you know,
yeah,
I'll poke where I can.
There's a big thing about Sermonway having to draft like militia from local towns, and part of it is that I can't say that there's a degree of like Desmond's unit in general was a bit of a token, more so than an actual direct military contribution.
Gotcha.
And we were a sign of good faith from Sermonway that we were loyal to the Empire.
All I could think was like, that's fucking rough. God. It's one of those like, it was the loyal to the Empire thing that got me. I was like, oh, there's an aspect of yikes there that hit me. So what is this Mr. Fredrickson shit? Was he like undercover or is this just chat being silly?
If I said something like that, I fully believe I could have, because there have been like 3 points where I got to just be a fucking flat out silly guy as Desmond, but I don't think I ever took a fake name.
Okay.
Because everyone in the pits knows him, like just about, like probably not everyone, but basically everybody knows who Desmond is. So it'd be not exactly, he can't really pull a Merriam and try and be like, how's you going there? I'm with the Canadian press.
I love that Desmond's got like a light Canadian thing going on. I was like, hell yeah, boy.
Kat told me I sound like I'm always talking with my mouth full.
Goddamn Kat.
Yeah, he I don't remember any Fredrickson stuff. No, so I concede it's definitely a possibility, but I'm gonna be real. If it did, it breezed through me like the force of Manny entering my body.
I get
Sometimes
that.
I just allow myself to be a silly guy, especially with the current party in Gilligan's Grave, because it's full of so many role players, but a lot of them either take a second to get the engine started, or take a moment to kind of come out of their shells. And so if I just start being a fucking idiot, it's a great way to also just kind of get them going.
It gets people
and you know, being a really serious character all the time, there's a bit of joy in kind of having a gap where I'm like, no, here's the best way to do it. I need you to punch me in the face, and then we're gonna knock on the door, and you captured me. Go. Just watching Justice have to deal with that.
That's so funny. Oh, God, I need to catch up on GG. It's so fun. Another just really fun party. Like, I don't think there's a single party in any of our games where I'm like, someone feels like the outlier. Like, they don't quite belong here. Like, they're drawn in a different art style vibe. But, like, I love the GG party. It's so fun. But hell yeah. Is there anything that, like, outside of going back to work that Desmond like has his eye on after the stuff in the pits is dealt with? Or have any new goals kind of cropped up?
With multiple people kind of declaring that the pits are doomed, he's at we need to save my town portion. That's pretty hard at that level. I mean, he'd like to catch up with people to figure out what's going on with his captain, who's now off duty. He's got some war buddies that are supposed to be visiting at some point in the next weeks. And that's kind of it. Like Desmond's never planned super far ahead because it's kind of just always been a day at a time for him. And the highest level of threat he's dealt with in the city is, general robbery. Maybe like twice, like a murder ever. But like the pits are, like any town, they have their problems, but they're also relatively small and contained. And it's like multiple micro communities that individually are all doing various levels of good and ill, and they kind of also are doing a bit of a Vancouver, and they sweep a lot of the downtrodden into a really bad area of town. And helping those people is difficult, and he tried recently, and hopefully it made some impact on them. But because of a lot of that, it means that, in fact, quite literally, I think he's almost as far outside of being an uptown as you can be from the more dangerous parts of the city. So where he is, it's like financial crime is going to be more likely than most dangerous, like weapon wielding crime. So now that we have necromancers, it's like, oh, big deal stuff. Okay.
Sorry, I got quiet there. My dog was beginning to boof.
Oh,
like right now.
Yes, he does.
Like right. Thanks, buddy. I know my Amazon packages are at the door. But it could be an axe murder. Maddie, it's an axe murderer, I swear. Well, fuck yeah, brother. Thank you for such a wonderful...
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, boy. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Fuck yeah, I gotta roll another question. It's for both of you.
No.
For both of the loverly guests, which of the characters you've played over the years has been the most enjoyable for you to play in combat? And which has been the most enjoyable to roleplay? Let's start with you, Spancer.
Roleplay, definitely Kusk. He's just...
Yeah.
Reasons I've already explained.
Because he's Kusk.
Because he's Kusk, yeah. As far as combat goes... Give me a second. Aaron, go. I need to think about this.
Roleplay and combat, huh? I think it's both Miriam.
Really?
Yeah, I love role-playing all my characters a lot. I don't think I've really ever lost sleep thinking about Manny, though. Manny is... I think there's a lot of joy in role-playing Manny as well, though, so I don't know, that's a tangle. I think if I'm talking about just pure, actual, like, only happiness, maybe Manny for roleplay, because Manny is just me going, blah! It's just letting my goblin out. And there is a lot of fun in that, but it's also extremely not cerebral at all. I don't, like, outside of knowing Manny's general core checklist of how he perceives and cares about certain things, I can go left and it makes sense because the dude's a little weirdo. With Miriam, I spent a lot more time thinking about how he thinks about certain things, how he reacted to something, whether or not he actually meant the way he reacted. He's a lot more of a character. If I was making a TV show, man, he's a really great guest character that more people insist should be one of the main cast. But if you're looking at a TV show and he was one of the main guests, you're like, your energy would be a lot if you were here every episode, comparatively. Miriam's got a lot more layers on him because of it. It's also the fact that Miriam's an adult, and so he's allowed to have a lot more of those layers. He can have a lot more complex relationships than what Manny can have. Just based on the fact that Manny's not extremely interested in romance or things off the top of his head. He's just hitting an age where he's like, girls might not be gross, I guess. I don't know. Leave me alone. He's just like, stop asking weird questions. That's gross. and so he hasn't had a lot of life to it, and we're never going back. Like if we ever did, and there was an older Manny, I'm sure you could actually add a lot of juice to him because he's got a lot of pre-life to him. But if it's just the joy of literally role playing, I mean, I never don't have fun. I've never had like a session where I walked away upset playing Emmanuel. I have as Miriam, not as like a I'm mad the session went the way it did, but just because he lives in such a dark place comparatively.
Yeah.
And so out of who's caused me more grief, Miriam caused me more grief, but I also think about Miriam a lot more on a daily basis than I do Manny, because it's easier for me to play Manny. Manny's just me being kind of the silliest parts of me.
I get that. Well, Spencer.
And Desmond's great, but I don't know him long enough yet.
Yeah, you haven't got to know him fully yet.
I think for me, my favorite mechanically has probably been David from Fate.
Okay.
Just because I really, really like Warlocks. Warlocks are so fun. They're my favorite class in the game. So, yeah, I think mechanically he's the most fun. I really liked Vogan at the beginning. But as like the game went on, I think the Sword Saints kind of, they're still strong. They just take up a lot of time, especially at the point where we're at. So that kind of is deteriorating my, not my enjoyment, but like my, compared to like David, I guess. It's not as fun.
I super get that. Like, especially high-level Sword Saints, there's so much you can do, because you get... How many attacks do you get now as Vogan? 3?
3, yeah.
3, plus then you can Dragon Surge and do all the extra shit on top of it.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of moving parts. So I know, like, getting to level 20 Sword Saint as Fio in DMS, which already had a lot of shit on top of it, my turns took a while. It's like, so I super get where you're coming from. It's really fun to just become a melt machine. It's very fun, but also the turns become very long. Question about, because you said Warlocks are your favorite class. I've only ever played a Warlock once, and mind you, it was a very low combat campaign. What is it about Warlocks that make them your favorite character, like your favorite class to play? I'm very curious about that.
They're just so customizable. Like, you can kind of build them to be whatever you want. Like, David was a melee-based warlock, but he was, at the end of it, he was the celestial one, so he had healing as well. So, like, but there's so many different options, like things that you can pick for your invocations that turn your character into something else like entirely. Like, there's just so many flavors of warlock out there that are so much fun to play. You can have a full party of warlocks and they're all like different. They all occupy different roles in the party, which is super cool. I like them a lot. I am a fan.
Yeah, especially with that in mind, I can super see that. I'm starting to fall in love with pact casters, or like, because I'm playing an inscriptor in another campaign right now, and I fucking love it. And I was like, oh, and it's like that kind of unique, customizable nature to it that's like that I super get, and it's making me want to try Warlock again, because I'm like, oh, this is fun. And it's like, okay, I'm not a full caster, so I have to build it out a certain way to make sure that, like, if I don't want to rely on my spell slots, I have other things. And I think I super, like, having now been playing an inscriptor, it's making me think in, like, different ways and more, like, thinking how to be utility in more ways than just, like, casting spells. So it makes me think of your build as Tagachi, the Paladin Warlock.
Oh, fuck. That was also really fun. I almost
Yeah.
forgot about him.
I'll never forget about Tagachi. That's my dad.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
I
that's a
love
game
Tag.
changer, actually.
Yeah,
I think
you're
I think
welcome.
actually he might have been my favorite one to play, even though his kit was not built for this game, for that section of the game, because everyone was fucking immune to frightened shit.
Yeah, it's not your fault though.
God damn it. It wasn't my fault. It was Logan's fault.
Yeah.
Fully blame Logan.
God damn it, Logan! I love you. God damn it, Logan! I think, like, Tagachi, like, having his aura and other shit, like, and also just the way Tagachi was built was so needed in that section, though. We needed him. Also, your roleplay as Tag was just so endearing. So good.
Oh, it was so good. I love that boy.
I've gushed at you on previous episodes, but anytime you played Tag, I could not see Spencer at all. You completely disappeared into that character. And I was like, such a testament to just how fucking good you are. Just as a role player and as an actor, I was like, fuck, he's good. Damn.
God damn it.
I'm trying to get like y'all. Like, damn. Yeah.
No, it's so fun. I love that boy. He's probably my favorite just because I really like the like playing the support tank role. That just the fucking everyone plays paladins like the fucking damage monsters that they are. But it was also fun using my spell slots for other things other than smites. Like bless and it's mostly bless, but still good bless.
Bless is great. I honestly,
great.
I think Bless is underutilized. I'm like, guys, that extra little,
Especially in our
pop.
game.
Yeah.
No,
That
it's
extra
true.
little
Again,
pop
like, it's
goes a long
the amount
way.
of times you miss by like 2
Yeah.
or 1, and like it can make so much difference. There's tons of good spells that people either take sometimes or they take early and then switch out that really accelerate into stuff that you don't think about in the late game. Sleep is one that I would consider taking back as Miriam. I probably won't because he's already pretty crisp where he is. But like high level sleep, if you have a bunch of freshly nuked enemies from several massive fireballs, and then you cast a 6th or 7th level sleep and just watch 5 of them drop into unconsciousness, now they all have to either spend turns waking people up, or you run up and get free crits on all of them if you want to really finish them off. Or,
That's
I guess
tasty.
you could capture them, I guess. Where we're doing stuff, usually that's not going to happen.
Die.
Yep.
Murder, death, kill. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nah, I fucking... Honestly, I do think that Tagashi is actually my favorite mechanically that I've ever played.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I love
You're welcome.
the blending of Warlock and Paladin shit. It was a good time.
Yeah, I think... Is he our first multi-class in Vestige?
No, I think that was Quintis. Because he
Oh
took
yeah, because
Paladin first.
Quinn took Paladin. I'm gonna be real, I forgot. He's just...
He doesn't really do Paladin things. He's just
Yeah.
a fighter.
He
Mostly.
lays on hands occasionally. He got a couple smites here and there.
Yeah. Just not very often.
He's paladin light, he dabbled. A few levels.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, he's so just fighter in my brain that I kind of forgot he took Paladin. I can hear the comments like,
Same.
you just hate Quinn. I'm like, no, I just forgot. There's a lot in my brain. It's very full. It's just vibrating coffee beans in there.
Yep. I get that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
good
thank
shit.
you. Thank you for answering the questions. And now I'm just going to be thinking about Tagachi and being sad. Thinking about
I hope he
Miriam,
comes back.
being
I
sad.
want him to come back one day.
I would love that. I feel
It'd be
like
so fun.
I was thinking about it the other day because I was talking to Brayden, shockingly, about Vestige. We were talking about our girls, and I'm like,
Wild.
I was thinking about where my lady's at post campaign 1, and I was like, there might be some changes coming up. Not all of them good. We'll see.
No.
Yeah, and I was like,
She needs her dad.
I'm like, she needs her dad and her boy real bad right now. She just needs to she needs a support system right now so bad. She needs tag. It's like, I need a dad hug.
One day.
He
can't die of old age, so,
Yep. Hey,
he's around somewhere.
Yeah. Unless, Argo goes to try and find and kill him because, Crystal Queen shit. Avi will have her dad for a while until she keels over.
Yeah.
Just from old age. Does not age, just drops dead.
Oh, no.
Just what? Oh, it's fine. It's good times. It's good. That's why we play D&D, for the trauma. For dice and trauma. That's why we play, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just making sure it's not just me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll this dice.
Got a question for Alien.
Meow.
I was like, meow? Are you there? Meow?
Meow.
Meow.
Just letting y'all do your stuff.
It's all good.
Are you therein?
Oh. Stop it. Oh, okay, this one's fun. Okay. Is there something that you did in the moment with Manny that you regret doing? Something like giving the knife to the being that he thought was Gino, but it was actually Machiavelli, who then stabbed himself in that shit.
Does Manny
that
was
any
trauma.
regrets?
I mean, that's a great specific example, but broadly speaking, he wouldn't remember most of them. That was the first time I was like, no, this is trauma. that's got to be talked about with someone in a chair at some point. Because watching someone who you assume is kind of your bestie just stab themselves in the face, no good, bad stuff. And I don't even know that I have the acting chops to really portray how a 12-year-old would react to that. But it doesn't have the luxury of being able to really dwell on it either. Other than that, regretting things is Manny. It's kind of fucking no. like there's stuff that really bit him that if you ask him in the moment, be like, I'm sorry, I feel bad. But like me, the player, absolutely not. Manny, the character, I'm sure, but not in a lot of ways that hugely matter. No, he if he made people sad or something, he'd be like, I didn't want to do that. And then he, as soon as that's resolved, it's gone out of his brain. And he's moving on to the next thing, other than maybe trying to not make them sad again. Egg.
Oh, Manny. Yeah, because he's also in that stage of life where, like, even if, like, awkwardness happens, you don't really dwell on it too much until you're, like, 30 and you remember you did it and you go, fuck, bro, that was so awkward. But,
Awkward.
Yeah, there's others. I'm sure he'll have plenty of moments where he's like, oh, fuck. But even then, like, most stuff, if he's getting reprimanded, he's a 12-year-old or 13-year-old, somewhere in there. Can't remember off the top of my head. He's
he's 12 and a half.
I think he's 12. I think he rolled a 2.
Yeah, I think you rolled a 2 and then you added 10.
Yeah. He's at that weird thing where he's just starting to gain a bit more understanding of the world, but still engages basically everything and is engaged by everything as though he were a 10-year-old or a 9-year-old. And so he's got to just like hi, just chilling, be like, everyone's talking about serious stuff, and I'm gonna pop my lips and spin my hands and let them slap me on the chest, and then spin really fast the other way so they slap me the other way. just a bored little kid who has been given godly power.
Do you think
Oh.
Manny's like upbringing with like the Knights and also like having dealt with what he did in such like at such an early age, do you think that has to do like with some of his like emotional stunting? Because you've talked a little bit about how he definitely acts more like a 9 or 10-year-old than like a 13-year-old. Do you think like his upbringing had anything to do with that? Or is that just where he landed?
Yes and no. Like, part of it is just that he's kind of a little wacky kid. And so a lot of it comes off as he's definitely a little bit younger. In other ways, they've also done the exact opposite. We only talked about it a couple times in the entire campaign, but they instilled a lot of their rules in Manny. Like, you had to memorize a lot of them. And one of the first ones is that regular people's lives are more important than yours. And, that's why he jumped out of a plane to save someone. He's like, well, that's my job. That's what we do. Because he doesn't want to break the rules, sort of, except for when he does.
I was gonna say.
But yeah, when you get drilled on those day in and day out, he can watch Die Hard all he wants, but all it does is give him ideas of how to save the people he's supposed to save.
It's like, can I do the
that
weird
would be
thing?
cool. It would be great if I could jump through the air shooting 2 guns at the same time.
I need a second gun.
Man, that'd be sick.
That was my favorite reoccurring thing was Manny, like, yeah, he wanted to be like Dante, and that was a big thing, but it was like him trying to figure out how to like air juggle
Float
himself
with
with the guns.
Oh.
I love that shit so much.
How does he do it?
He's just so cool.
He's
don't
just
know.
built different.
He's built different, bro.
Like, literally, he's definitely a sword saint.
Honestly, probably. We're pretty cool.
Oh, I miss that little chaos goblin. I want like an awkward family photo art of everyone and just have like, in those family photos where the siblings were clearly fighting right beforehand and they're like fighting between pictures? I need that,
Oh, yeah.
but of like Arden and Manny. Like, Manny is clearly like fucking with Arden in some way, and I'm like, I want that. I want awkward family photo of this fucking party.
Oh, that'd be so good.
That'd be real cute. That's something I'm like, oh well, time to put that on the commission list. The ever-growing commission list. It's fine. I'm not addicted to getting art. It's fine.
What? That's not something Hayden does. That's crazy.
Listen, I'm studying art so I spend less on commissions. And so I can draw the funny...
Make my own.
Honestly, kinda. It's like I can draw the stupid meme thing that's in my head during game, which I already do. I don't show anyone, but I already do it. But yeah. I mean, that makes sense for Imani. God, I just reread the question as I was about to roll another dice. I'm like, that whole moment with Machiavelli, I cannot imagine like being Manny in that moment, watching who you think is your best friend stab themselves in the face with the knife you gave them. It's like, oh,
that's traumatizing.
Yeah.
woo, that's therapy later.
Yeah, really trying to put yourself in that situation is difficult because you're like, oh no, oh no.
It's one of those, it's like, what else can I say other than, oh no. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! We'll unravel that later.
Oh,
I'm a rollers dice.
ich.
For Spanker. Hey, Aaron.
Mal,
Pick 2 or 3.
2 or 3? 2 or 6 here, 3. 3.
Cool. Vogan, don't have a last name, but I'll use my teacher's Almanda. Do you think any... These are really funny. Do you think any of it was real with Mary Mist?
Oh man.
Speaking of trauma,
Oh, that's not cool.
thanks, questioner. I appreciate you. You know who's
Oh,
running the show.
That's a great way to phrase that one.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, what was it about? Like, wasn't it a whole thing with like Velis? Like, he impersonates like someone's like feelings to like a T, right? Or
If Velis is in you, he can act like you 100%.
Yep.
yeah. So that's so rough. Because like that means that it would have been real if Velis weren't in there. But the fact that like Mary Mist was not in charge of her own body might leave some sour feelings in there.
Yeah.
So, I would not blame her, because that shit's traumatizing. Oh my god. So, oh man, that's above Vogan's pay grade to think about. I think.
Do you? Makes me think like, do you think Vogan would try to pursue anything with her, or do you think he would want to like kind of let her figure herself out and then be like, well, I'm gonna go on my pilgrimage and not deal with this? Or like, where do you think he's kind of sitting on that?
I think he's gonna leave her to think about it, just because it would not be right for him. In his mind, it would not be right for him to like try and influence her decision making, because she was not in control of her body at all. So he's gonna like, I'm gonna let you think on that for a bit, and if you want to talk, I'm totally here for that. But he doesn't want to influence her decision making, really.
No, it makes sense. In that, it made me think about the bracelet that was given to him before his fight.
Yeah.
The meaning of that kind of changes, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ugh. I need her to wake up, like, right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
It's like, hey Logan, can we briefly just jump back to Summergrass real quick? Just real quick for like a day. I need to talk to this sweet bean. I need to figure this shit out.
I don't know when she's gonna wake up too. Like, I don't know if she's just gonna be out for a while or not.
I mean, Seiryu no Tenkei was kind of looking after her for a little bit, so you know, there's some godly
if that
magic.
truly was Seiryu no Tenkei.
Bro, don't put that in my head. I'm already like, bro, in Avi brain, everyone's the enemy right now. So like,
Especially Vogan.
Especially Vogan. He knows what he did. He might have apologized for it, but he knows what he did.
On the mend quite quickly after we return.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Miriam was occupied by him for a while, and he bounced back. Raleigh was occupied by him for 2 years, and he'd never mentioned like a extended stay in like any sort of comatose situation. He just kind of came to at some point. So Mary Mrs. had him in for a good bit, but really only since Raleigh lost them, and so that's only been maybe a year tops. So it's less than Raleigh.
Yeah, it's a lot. I know Logan mentioned like it takes a huge toll on someone's body, especially having him possess them for so long. But I'm like, Miriam's aside from like suppressed memories and things like that, Miriam's pretty okay. So
also in Miriam's case, it was specifically done. Like they didn't want me to remember all of the stuff they were doing as Miriam, so they're like, we'll just give you a girlfriend instead.
Yeah, because romance fixes all your problems, right?
A fucking tragic romance.
Always.
Yeah.
Motherfucker wrote me a telenovela
He sure did.
to stop me from knowing he looked at a box in Quinn's house.
What a dick.
Velas is nothing if not creative. So
What
I
a
shouldn't
dick.
be applauding the villain, but I kind of am.
Fuck him.
No, he's not my type.
Fair.
They could be.
There's some monsters I'm like, yeah.
That's
Velas
true.
ain't
He
one of
could
them.
be.
He could be.
just possess Rory.
No!
And Velas
Please!
is like, I
God!
can be anything you want.
Oh, I know. Listen, I'm trying to convince myself so deeply that I'm like, no, that was Rory at the end of the camp. That was Rory. That was Rory. That was Rory.
Yeah, for sure.
Because otherwise, which we've talked about on other Wits and Crits, if I think Avi would have completely crumbled if Miriam had not done what he did at the end of the campaign. Yeah, I don't know how she would have bounced back at all. So, thanks, Miriam.
Yeah, I mean,
Fucker.
it let me harass Rory, and
which is always my favorite.
it's a thinly veiled, like, there is no real clue if it would work or not, but it, on paper, sounds sound. So it was the best I can give you.
Oh, fuck. God. Velas is such a good villain. He's so good.
Velas is a bitch.
Oh, he's a bitch! But, like, as a villain, fuck yeah. Also, God, Miriam's such a good friend. Miriam's such a good friend. Like, I think about that a lot, and I'm like, fuck. God damn it.
I remember literally
Drama.
scouring my spells, being like, what can I do to help? I don't know.
Aw.
Polymorph!
Rory, you're a cat. You're Avi's favorite animal. You're a cat.
Other alternative is moonbeaming him, and I can't do that.
No.
And he'd be a lot madder than being a cat, I think.
I like to think he was one of those, like, scrunchy-faced cats. Like, the really flat-faced cats that just look grumpy all the time. I like to think that's the kind of cat he became. I don't know the cat breed name. Chat, tell me, because I need to know, or I'll probably look it up after this, because I'll hyperfixate on it, because that's how I be. But, like, it's like, I need to know.
Yep.
But, fucking... Oh, good times. Good times. I'm sure Mary Mist will be fine. You know, do you want to bag around
Surely.
Mary Mist? I'm sure she'll bounce back, but I think we talked about it a little bit right after the campaign because Fenny cast Greater Restoration on her. I'm very curious how that will affect her being mute.
Oh, well, because Fenris cast Regenerate on them?
Regenerate, not Greater Restoration. Regenerate, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough to say because that really is in Logan's camp. I talked about this with a couple other people when it happened because theories were going wild. And the question is whether or not their vocal cords were damaged at some point and can be repaired, or if they were always that way because it would regenerate them to their default state. So yeah, it feels like if Logan wants to have them be able to speak or not.
Yeah, something I've thought about. It's rocking around in my noggin. I'm gonna ask another fucking question. It's for Aaron. Ow, my shoulder popped.
Probably thinking of one of these fellas, huh?
Let me take a look at the
Wits and
chat.
Crits. I'll just put it in there for you.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, that's
As
exactly.
a Persian.
Yeah, a little Persian cat, the little gumpy cats with the little yellow gumpy cats. I love them.
The Ron Swanson cats.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Alright, let's roll. See what fucking question is gonna be. I rolled that one. That's cocked.
I mean, Neon Swanson is a pretty solid cat name.
That's pretty good.
I was about to be like, oh yeah, if I ever get another cat, which won't be for a long time, If they're another black cat, I have a name for them.
Oh boy.
But anyway, we're not going to talk about my nerdy cat names. It's definitely named after Drit Story's cat. But anyway, for Dr. Apocalypse, with a PhD in apocalypsin, how much do you enjoy playing flippant entities such as Blood Kusk, Bad Kusk, Elminster, and Carnifex the Torturous Ruin?
Elminster wasn't too flippant. I didn't talk too much as Elminster while he was around. Mordenkainen, on the other hand.
That's probably more what they mean.
Yeah. Mordenkainen is a self-indulgent, vaguely New Yorkish, sometimes floaty Eastern United States accent thing. Self-obsessed dork. And he's great. I enjoy them a lot. Blood Kusk and to the same end of the original Elemental Eye Kusk. Both of them are like that because of their connection to Kusk. If Kusk was a much more serious character, they would be much more serious characters because they kind of mirror him. They're fun as hell. I think they also really lend themselves in a good way to kind of what's the science experiment that killed a bunch of people? The demon core. It's like a demon core, where if you let the screwdriver slip and you let another little like wacky woohoo man in at the party, it kind of just sometimes causes a little chain reaction where it just gets more and more ridiculous and it just doesn't stop escalating. Because normally NPCs play the straight man to a lot of the party shenanigans. And so when the NPC that they're dealing with is also a fucking weird psychopath, then suddenly it just feeds into itself infinitely. And it's great. I adore it. It's really, really fun. It also is one of the only things that can throw the party off in a lot of ways. Like, as much as the answer for some of them, like Audrey says, usually just stab it till it stops being sassy at me. It's also one of the only things that has ever really gotten Odyssey off like angle at all. Normally, if it's a serious person, they'll just threaten them until they get what they need, and they're like, "All right, goodbye forever." But with someone like Mordai, he's just like, "You're being a mean old bitch. I'm getting out of here." Just fucking run over and hide behind Kusk and be like, "She's being beat again." I didn't do nothing wrong. I'm a nice guy. I love that.
I love Mordai.
I don't.
No one else does. I don't get it.
I
just
hate
don't get
him.
why.
I hate him. Fucking love him. Regan sees all the red flags. And mom mode clicks into place. And she goes, "That's my son, I guess. Stop it. You're a bad influence. You're the shitty person my son has started hanging out with, and he's emulating you?"
You found your son's dealer.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, for real. She did. That's the vibe. Mordai is Kusk's dealer, literally, and Regan's not having any of it. So like, no. She's not a fan of his energy. And now he's like still around and she's like,
yeah, I didn't know if he was getting out of there alive, but he was stood right next to Mordenkainen when he was told to leave, and he's like, "Give it a go, you."
If he hadn't been
Convenient for me. I like that he's not dead because I want him to come back.
Same.
I didn't get a chance to because too many people were close and it would have knocked multiple people into the lava. I had Watery Sphere prepped. And
I'm just gonna lift him up and
fun.
bloop.
Yup. Because it's like, oh, they'll I'm like, you can move it, and I was like reading over the spell. I was like, no, this would work. Yeah. I could just melt them. Fire resistance is only gonna get them so far.
Yeah, maybe he could have lived through a round of it if he wasn't submerged in it. If he was just touching the top, he'd definitely survive one. If he was submerged in it, like even partially, 10d10 or whatever it was, fire damage is pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah, but everyone was too close and couldn't bubble him.
Boo.
Yeah. Kusk would have been real mad.
A little bit.
Oh, a little bit. It's fine.
Just a little bit.
It's fun. Again, like, to wind it back to the question, I do really love that every DM has a different way of kind of unbalancing their players while still keeping it fun. And I always really appreciate your approach, Aaron, is that you unbalance us in ways that we would not fucking expect, because instead of, you know, being the opposite of our energy, you match it, and it just makes it really fun and gives your game such a unique vibe. But also, you're very good at, like, raising the stakes and making it feel like important, and like making the situations feel dire when they really need it. And that's what I really, really appreciate about like princes and stuff like that. So I just wanted to kind of give a little Aaron pat, because it's so good. I love it. I love princes.
Hell yeah.
It's very good. I enjoy it very much. I want it to be Thursday so I can play a game with you. I want to know what the fuck is gonna happen. We're on a mountain now.
Yeah, I didn't anticipate that.
I thought we were going to the wind cult, and then all of a sudden we're on a mountain. I'm like, well, I guess I could just go home. It's right there. It's right there. We're kind of within the forest in a way, so like,
sort of. That's also being like in a skyscraper in like Detroit. Looking at Canada. Oh.
That's why I say sort of. It's like when I was in Washington being like, Canada's right that way.
Right also there. For Regan though, also traveling in those woods would be probably quite comfy comparatively.
I won't be among the trees. My name is Regan, I speak for the trees. I just want to lay in the dirt and put worms in my pocket. Let me speak for the trees. I want to lay in the dirt and put worms in my pocket, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I want worms in my pocket. Please.
Please? Thank you. That's all I want. Do-do-do-do.
That's all I desire.
I have a question for both of you.
Yeah, okay.
Spencer? Pick 3 or 4.
4.
What would each of your DMS characters view as the perfect afternoon hangout?
I mean 3. 3. I don't know. Arden doesn't know how to do casual. Like, that's it. He's never experienced it.
What's his perfect Sunday?
Perfect Sunday. No, his perfect Sunday. Oh man, what does he do for fun? I don't know what the hell he does for fun. I don't know. Aaron, you go first.
I was gonna say, I'm like, Aaron can go and you can think on it.
What's the specific wording?
What would each of your DMS characters view as the perfect afternoon hangout?
Oh man, we go to the arcade and then we play all the video games there, and then we go and catch like a movie. It doesn't matter which one. And then we watch it, and then we get Slurpees.
That sounds great.
And maybe go McDonald's.
Fuck yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, it's on the way.
Maybe go to McDonald's.
Get some chicken nuggies.
Go get nuggies. We buy all the Happy Meals so that we can get all the toys, and if they don't give us the one they want, we just threaten them.
Yeah, I don't know, you could hand him a movie, you could hand him a video. Like, a perfect afternoon is kind of anyone doing anything he finds remotely fun at all, and he'd be like, yeah!
I would want to unleash Manny at an arcade with just unlimited tokens and just watch him go have all the fun.
Think you can beat me in Dance Dance Revolution? Fool, haste!
I legitimately can't think of an answer for this. He doesn't do casual. Arden's never experienced it before.
A little bit, you know, he's kind of there. He's just maybe not super exciting, because even at the beginning of the campaign, you guys were just sat in a rooftop eating what? Chips?
Eating snacks and watching, because Arden had a dream this one time, and Fia was like, sure, buddy, so long as you bring the snackage, I'm good to do whatever.
Like, especially because of what a magazine and, you know, a car guy he is. It's definitely like a, oh, there's this new thing in town. I guess we could look at that. And be like, yeah, I guess. Yeah. And then, like, maybe you go, or maybe you're like, oh, but that new food place over there just opened. You want to try that?
Yeah.
Just
cut to you in a restaurant, like, this is good. Yeah.
Yep.
kind of passively, awkwardly experiencing life is the vibe I get from Arden.
Yeah, a little bit. Like, he's never had the opportunity, really. Like,
Arden's like one of those people who's like, I don't know, massages sound like they're a bit overrated and stuff. Walking out of a massage parlor, he's like, oh, we gotta go back soon.
yeah.
Like,
I did not know I was carrying all of that in my shoulders.
I have been so stressed, apparently. Holy crap.
The party needs a spa day.
A little bit. It's never, doesn't know how to relax, really.
That's
a car guy.
He's a car.
A car
You're, like,
guy.
reading trashy magazines now.
Doing the quizzes in the bag is like, is he into you?
Is he into me?
Who's he?
Yeah. Especially with
no idea.
I keep reading it every time they put it in, and it's in most of them, but they never say who he is, just the qualities I need for him to like me.
Yeah, it must be pretty great.
Granted, the same magazine told me I should give his penis an Indian rug burn, which honestly is culturally insensitive at this point. That really should be retired.
Yeah, I really should be, I don't know.
That's really a awful misnomer. They gotta lose the 90s dialect there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That's a thing Cosmo actually did, by the way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're like, what you need to do is grab their bits, and then with one hand twist one way, and the other hand twist the other way, and they'll love it. And someone drew like a villain writing a Cosmopolitan magazine, be like, trying to damage as many weens as they can before they get fired.
Fucking diabolical.
That's horrifying. I'm not even a penis haver, and that sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, Miss Moon, are you awake? I don't know if y'all can hear her, but she's like...
Yeah. Little chatty cat.
Mm-hmm. She wakes up from her naps and needs to let me know that she's awake.
Little chatty cat fee.
Oh, I was thinking it. You have time for a couple more. Hey, Aaron, I got a question for you.
Oh, meow. Ask away, partner.
I will. As someone who I think has had a lot of great insight into both sides of the game, if there was an area of D&D or most role-playing games in general that had more thorough and clear-cut mechanics, what would you want it to be?
Thorough and clear-cut.
Here, I'll throw this question into the Wits and Crits chat for you.
Most is general and more clear-cut mechanics. What would you want it to be? It's tricky to say. It's kind of a balancing act in role-playing games where you want a lot of room for parties to almost disregard certain rules when they need to. It's one thing that 5e, whether or not to its credit is entirely, I think there is a lot of room for debate, but they do leave a lot of things open so you can discard or kind of modularly plug things in as necessary. I am more of a fan of like a medium level rule system, which is why I do still like 5e. There are lots of things you can really get into the like down and dirty nitty gritty word crunching numbers if you want to. But if you don't, you can definitely play it. Even like Nat 19 doesn't really get too crunchy. Some players really like getting into the crunch and making hyper optimized machines as characters. Logan makes really optimized characters. Chase makes really optimized characters. And that is part of their fun in D&D. But at the same time, like, where I probably have more tolerance for the actually tracking how many of each thing you're carrying, and we have new things that automate a lot of this, which helps, and I think that this is useful. Most people hate counting their rations and water, which is why they're hand waved. Most people don't know that one water skin is half of a day's of water. It only came up in Gilligan's Grave because in that campaign we're low level and Logan wants to focus on that, so we need to know how much water we have. But watching basically any major streamed TTRPG game, you'll notice a lot of people don't do that because it kind of can get into the crunch, which adds runtime, and a lot of it is just clarifying over and over again. Okay, you have to mark off 2 water skins. It's like, why? It's like, because it's only half of what you need for a day, and it'll just happen again and again and again. But some people adore that, and so it's hard for me to say that I want more thorough and clear-cut mechanics anywhere, because some things I think do need to be cleared up. I couldn't give you a specific example off the top of my head, but there are things that are useful to clear up or have more streamlined, and that's a lot of what Logan's trying to do with 5.19. I think that there's benefit to looking at alternatives for a lot of players, either via system or via other options like you might get in our book or in other places like heck, in Drive-Thru RPG and other stuff. There's tons of people who have done alternate house rules and things that, I don't know a table that doesn't have some house rules.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're just there to streamline it. Logan's streamlined forced marches is the best thing ever, because when we really tried to chew through a forced march in Princes, most players didn't like it. Post session, that was probably the first time I was like, it was annoying. And I agree. I think it was kind of a bit too much crunch all at once, especially from the 0 crunch we were dealing with beforehand to no, we're getting down and crunching the numbers of how many extra miles you get. Roll me a dice over and over again until you give up and have to sleep for 6 days.
Hold on. Something happened on my end. I'll have to edit a thing. Because I can't hear you at the moment.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, no!
Hello. Sorry. My audio, I really need to replace this. This Focusrite. It is trying to commit Persona real hard.
Fighting ya.
Last thing I heard was post-session, everyone feeling and then everything went really robot-y, and then
oh no.
But thankfully it didn't stop recording or anything. That's all I heard, and I had to reset my Focusrite. I'm really sorry, but I think OBS picked it up, but I don't know.
Quickly recap. All I said was I am inclined to agree with all the players that doing the traditional forced march rules, especially if you weren't really crunching beforehand, is a lot immediately, and I think that ironing that out is good, and Logan's rule for it is pretty streamlined. It's enough that everyone rolls a check, and it now just turns it from a moment to moment we're all struggling against our exhaustion to here is how far you will be capable of it. Now you need to make a choice. And it becomes a decision on the player's part rather than an imposition, which I always think is good. But I don't know, the question itself kind of lends itself to a lot of broad topics, and I could literally talk about this forever. So in the spirit of kind of shooting straight at it, there's nothing I want more thorough or clear cut directly or specifically right now. If you handed me something, I could probably talk about where it could go. But most of it is usually I've become more comfortable with exercising a dungeon master's power of making a call. Sometimes it's just in the moment you can be like, all right, we're gonna just shoot it like this, and if we did it wrong, I don't know, eat my butt. Like we all agreed in the moment, and we'll if the rules themselves matter later, then we can actually start chewing through them. But I feel like once you get too clear cut, you get like old school 3.5 Pathfinder-esque number crunch, or even worse, you start moving into the realms of like Fatal, which if you don't know it, don't look it up.
Gotcha.
Is garbage game. You don't want to rule for everything because you're just gonna end up creating a simulator, and it is our important duty as dungeon masters to remember that we're not simulating. We are creating a world, and it must feel real. There's needs to be, what is it, Matt Colville says, verisimilitude. It has to have it, but you don't actually want to think about how the physics works moment to moment, because that's where you get things like peasant railguns that ignore the rules. And I think pan D&D, unless we're being very, very silly, we all agree that's quite stupid. So don't try and get too specific in the rules themselves. The rules are there to help you do stuff. If they're not helping you, then they're bad. Throw them away or change them until they work and help you. Otherwise, who cares? So yeah, I don't think I want anything more thorough and clear cut. Although, again, the wording, I'm sure we could find some stuff.
Oh yeah, it's one of those, like, because if you hadn't been like, oh, the forced marching thing, I was gonna be like, is there a specific moment in like Princes or Dragon?
I think that's the best example of anything ever. I think after we ran it vanilla, everyone at the table didn't seem to like it. Like there was an immediate like, and we dealt with it, we pushed through, but it became a slog, and it was a slog that wasn't a big fight. And if there's ever going to be a slog at my table, I want it to be, the big boss fight or whatever, because then we're like, okay, it's important, we probably should do the big fight. But it was just crunching numbers for crunching numbers' sake, and it didn't feel fun. And that's important. Because if it's not fun for anybody, why are we doing it?
Yeah, like at the end of the day, we're playing a game. We're not doing a math test.
Totally. And like rolling dice is fun. Rolling dice that many times for what feels like very little purpose, just you feel like you're doing nothing, and all you're doing is getting more exhaustion as a player, and you're like, I think it was like 20 minutes or something we ended up doing that for, if not even longer. And at the end of it, I could have just been like, yeah, you get there. I'm sure I probably, having a die roll somewhere in there to be like, you do or you don't, you make it most of the way there, useful and good, because there is like levels of importance to it. People were ahead of each other. That distance creates opportunity for shenanigans and things. I see value there as a dungeon master. But to keep that, if it means depriving myself and players, because I wasn't super enjoying it either, depriving the table of fun, however briefly, I don't think it's worth the trade-off.
Makes sense.
I don't think I answered the question, but that's what you're getting.
No, I mean, the way it's phrased, you answered the question honestly, like, in the best way you could. And I think it's also like stuff like that's such like a learning moment as like both like dungeon master and player. Like, you learn what works, and sometimes things don't work, and then you adjust them from there, honestly.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you're like, I like these aspects of things, and you can kind of pull in what you like and then leave what you don't like on the cutting room floor. And, you know, I think sometimes having moments like that where you're like, all right, oh, that was a slog. Cool, we're not doing that again. Like, you sometimes need those to show you that something doesn't work.
Yeah, well, because I'm such an advocate for vanilla gameplay. Like,
Yeah.
we have a lot of house rules, we have a lot of mods, and I think a lot of them serve a fantastic purpose. Like, I definitely don't want to ever shit on Logan's parade there, because he adores them. But I also am keenly aware that outside of maybe a couple instances, I don't think I've ever played a pure vanilla game of 5th edition. And so there are a lot of criticisms that can get levied at it, and many, if not most of them, are absolutely accurate. But there are certain instances where people will make a really hefty kind of point at vanilla and be like, yeah, it's just not good. And I have to, I hold back because I don't like arguing, and there's no point. But the truth is, they don't know that because they've never done it. And I don't know that we ever will, and I don't entirely lament it, but I do want to find the pieces that I think get overlooked a lot of vanilla, because there's tons of rules that even now we're still refreshing on constantly. We keep forgetting stuff. There's tons of bits and pieces that we have to remember, how jumping works and other things. And it's worth knowing, you know, the baseline before we start tweaking too much.
Yeah. That makes sense. You gotta know the rules in order to break them.
Yeah, blast your fundamentals. There's so many great base stuff that I'm like, I don't know, I get that wrong all the time. You ask me to do fucking DGRs right now, I would jump into a spike pit.
Like, I don't know. I don't think I've ever, you mentioned jumping. I don't think I've ever been at a single table where we all remember off the top of our heads how the fuck jumping works. I've never been at a
know how
table.
movement works. I mean, this came up in Last Princes, which it doesn't matter for anyone watching because you might be watching this whenever. But Kyra flew like 40 feet on their broom and then got off and wanted to walk, and I'm like, you can't. They're like, why? And I'm like, because you flew 40 feet and your walk speed is 30 feet. You've moved more than 30 feet. You cannot walk. You'd have to continue flying. And they chose to remain where they were. And that's kind of the core of it. But like, that's a weird kind of sub situation where it's very rare for a player to have a fly speed or something that is so consistent as their broom of flying, which we've just effectively given them as a speed. And to move farther than it and then think about it. But it, you know, like before, it comes into this weird like mounting, dismounting thing where you fly 50 feet, hop off, run 30 feet, hop back on, fly 50 feet. And it doesn't feed into the fantasy of them being a witch on a broomstick. Instead,
Yeah.
it feels like we're playing a video game and we're maximizing our move tech. And, you know, anything that makes the world feel less realistic, whatever that means in a world where we throw fireballs, but as soon as the game presents itself physically in the world, that's where I start edging people back in. I'm like, the rules are important here because it serves to keep the fantasy of us being a bunch of adventurers and not you know, a bunch of dorks playing a video game together, tabletop game together. Yeah, there's stuff like that where you forget all the time. Jumping is super common. Sometimes I've seen people like, yeah, jumping's like an action or bonus action. I'm like, no, it's not. It's part of your movement. You just do it. But you also can't jump farther than your movement speed. So if you get a 10-foot run up to do a long jump, that means you have 20 feet left that you can jump. If you're assuming a base speed of 30, you couldn't jump 40 feet after doing a 10 feet run up, even if I think you can only jump up to your strength score. So you could, like, if you had a strength score of 20 for a long jump, you could jump that 20 feet and land wherever you're trying to get, or you could fall short, depending on other things. But you could never exceed it. And so then there's things like the jump spell, which triples your jump speed. So if you have a strength score of 20, I believe that technically would make your maximum jump distance 60 feet. But that 10-foot run-up still counts. And so if you only have a movement speed of 30, even though your jump speed is 60, you could still only jump the original 30 feet, which I'd probably ignore because I would want my players to want to use the jump spell because no one fucking uses it. But, you know, that's where things start lending themselves into, is the rule helping or harming? But your flat rule, that's one people forget all the time. And for occasionally good reasons, like I just said. Sometimes it's going to kind of kill the fun. And, I don't know, use the jump spell. No one does that.
Live your truth.
be kind of neat. It's like web. Use web. Or grease.
Yeah, there's so many spells that I'm like, that I just have. I'm like, I'm never going to use that.
Every
then
character, as of my last two, I mean, like, I want to take a spell that we don't normally take. Whatever it is. Like, there's obvious picks, like Hunter's Mark for Desmond, but, you know, give me something that I used Entangle until recently. I picked Call Lightning on Marion because no one uses Call Lightning. And Call Lightning slaps. It's actually one of the best spells in the game. I will take no arguments on this.
It's really good. I want to
so
take
good.
it more as Regan, but like we're never really in environments where I truly can use it. So it's like, well,
I can't imagine it ever coming up. But there's a weird interaction with druids specifically, which is where the spell is from, so it makes sense. You don't lose concentration when you wild shape.
no.
So you can cast Call Lightning, turn into like a squirrel, climb into a tree, and then just do a little thunder dance. And there is an argument to be made that there's no reasonable way anyone should look at that squirrel and be like, that's making the lightning. Like, unless the DM decides that you have a weird thunder aura or something, it really would go to say, yeah, for 10 minutes, you got lightning smash time. And that's just funny to me. I don't know.
Well, now I know what to do with Regan. Time to be a lightning squirrel.
It's the best kind of squirrel.
It's true. You guys are the best kind of guests. We got one more question. And it's for Spencer.
Okay.
And then I have one more for both of you to wrap us up. But for Kusk, Fake God's favorite princess, Bensley, how irresponsible will you be using your false divine powers after the cults are dealt with, assuming you still have them?
Oh boy. His mom will get mad at him though.
It's true, she will.
Stop making me irrelevant, Kusk. Also, stop using your false divinity, Kusk. That dog?
Listen,
That dog was bad news, Kusk. Shocking! Truly shocking!
listen. It was a dog. How could any of us have known that they were bad?
I'm gonna pretend I knew. Because I want to.
You're gonna pretend you knew?
I'm
None
gonna
of us
pretend I
knew.
knew. I'm
And
gonna
then I
pretend
watched
I
Audie
knew.
throw a dog into the fucking lava, not knowing that they were an evil dog. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, she did do that, huh?
That's fucked up.
No, that was fucked. That was
That
the
was
moment where Regan's like, girl, please.
That was fucked up, and then nobody else called her on it. It was some bullshit.
You know, they happen to have a convenient excuse that it was biting your leg.
That is some bullshit. I hate that. Shit just fucking works out for Audie's side. I'm sick of it.
Sick of this samurai woman falling uphill.
Right? God damn, the rest of us have to fall downhill.
It's true. It's true.
Bullshit, man. God damn it. What was the question again? Am I gonna abuse my powers? Probably.
Yeah, how irresponsible will you be using your false divine powers after the cults are dealt with, assuming you still have them?
I'll probably quite. He's probably gonna try and use it as like some. He's probably gonna. I think what he's gonna do is like, he's gonna try and use it as like parlor tricks. It's like it won't be as bad as Regan says if I'm only just doing, you know, little things here and there. Just like, what if I just poured myself a glass of water? Who knows how bad it could be?
What if I turn my
it can't
water
be
into
that bad.
wine?
Yeah, it can't be that bad, right? Right?
Right.
Yeah. And then,
And then
yeah,
the water
that's
eats you.
so in his mind, he's not gonna abuse his power at all.
Mm-hmm.
He's just gonna use his powers responsibly,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
assuming he still has them by the end of it. Yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah.
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 Why wouldn't they be? Why wouldn't it be bad?
I'm sure no chains will be rattled. No toothsome guards will rise. It'll be fine.
Some gods, none
I love-
whatsoever.
That's a word that I love. Is toothsome.
Toothsome? Is that a real word?
Toothsome.
Yep, it is how you would
It
describe an al dente pasta.
Yep.
Soft yet
Oh.
toothsome.
Yep.
I hate that. I don't like that word.
Why you don't like toothsome?
Can't say I do. No.
Don't like
Just say it. Say it for me. Say toothsome as Kusk. You'll see it's fun.
Toothsome.
See, it is fun.
Nope, don't like it.
Is this your moist? Is toothsome your moist?
It's pretty gross. It's I don't like it.
Nah.
Not a fan.
Sure.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I have one more question for you, my boys.
Okay.
To wrap us up here, right after we wrapped up DMS, are both of you satisfied with where your characters ended up?
Yeah, I'd say so. Mechanically, no. But, you know, story beat wise, yeah. it was a little fun. I think Arden went down a very interesting path of becoming a hairdresser.
Definitely not where you expected him to go.
Not where I expected it, but, you know, whatever.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I always had very specific expectations for where Manny would go.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew it, you know, I guess less than that. I didn't have specific expectations of where Manny could go. More accurate to say I had very specific understanding where Manny could and could not go. Yeah. No, I don't think I would change much at all. He's a good little fella. He at best, I guess my only regret is I wish I could have used my Okay's play thing a little bit more.
Yeah. That was a cool spell. That was cool.
Yeah, it's sick. Or barring that, switch it out for something else. But honestly, that's a whatever issue. It's not something I sweated too much. It played into a cool plot moment. And that's good enough.
Hell yeah. Well, you're both more than good enough. And this has been
Aw.
a very fun episode. And that is all we have for today, my beautiful teenies. So, my wonderful guests, do you want to shamelessly promote yourselves and tell the teenies at home, or in the car, or somewhere in the forest, wherever they are, get out of my front lawn. Do you want to tell them where they can find you on the interwebs? Starting with Spencer.
I don't really use my social media, really. But,
You're better than me. Go for it.
sometimes I browse. I don't really post. But if you feel like doing that for whatever reason, you can find me on X.
No.
On
I need you to-
twitter.com.
There you go.
Because you can still type that in and it knows where you're going. But you can find me on twitter.com at Mr. Buddy VA. Or you could, if you feel like, I don't know, checking out what I'm doing, fucking check out the Something Witty streams every other Friday where I'm DMing the Cryptstar Saga. That's our sci-fi themed D&D game that I think is pretty good. It's pretty fun.
It's pretty great. I like it a lot. It's very good.
Hell yeah, what about you, Ewan?
Hi, I'm the first project video games. You can find me on Twitter at the Parnell. It's my voice acting stuff where I talk about voice acting, or I just post pictures of me shirtless because I'm working out. You can also find me at Frozen Frost VT or over on twitch.tv/FrozenFrost where I play video games and I talk about butts and stuff. And I play Tarkov frequently with a little cat shark.
It's true. It's good.
Let's
I like
go.
your stuff. I like all your stuff.
Yeah.
Very good.
And I don't know, I'll gush about my other places you can find me if you go to those places. Because I've learned as a content creator to not give you too many choices. Follow me on Twitch.
Go there.
I'm 2 followers away from 3,000 followers.
Woo! Everyone go follow Erin. Good content. Very comfy. One of my comfy streamers. I love Erin's streams. They're very good.
Do it or else.
Do it or else. Or else I won't give you my socials.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. All right. Well,
You
now
know
that
you
all
want
2
'em.
of you have followed.
Sweet.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud. You can find me over on Twitter at HeyBaleVoice, as well as Scylla Aria, where I mostly post as my VTuber. You can also find me over on Twitch doing my personal streams as my little fairy VTuber. It's a good time. I think we're getting close to 8,000 followers on Twitch, and go subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. We're getting close to 68K subs, and I think it would be really cool if we can hit 100,000 subs before the end of the year. So that would be really cool of you guys to go do that. So every single teeny, go right now.
I think that would be really cool and neat and stuff. I think it'd be cool. Yeah.
I'd really appreciate it. And so would my meowing cat in the background. But if you want more Nat 19, because that's what we're here for. If you want more Nat 19, remember you can tune in on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for gaming streams with the cast, or every second Wednesday, technically. You can get the cool kids on Tuesdays. That's Cody, Eric, and Maddie. And Wednesdays, alternating with Wits and Crits, you can get Chaos Screw with myself and Britton Alexander. And Thursdays, every 2 weeks, we have Princes of the Apocalypse. And on Saturdays, we have Gilligan's Grave, which is run by our wonderful Logan Laidlaw. And Princes of the Apocalypse is run by our wonderful Aaron Robert Parnell. And if you're interested in our merchandise or you just want more information on our team, you can visit our website at nat19show.com. That is nat19show.com. So that is all we have for you today, teenies. We will see you very soon. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.